injury news and updates for the Chicago Bulls recently. We got two positive injury updates for Lonzo Ball and Julian Phillips. And yeah, maybe things are looking up for the Chicago Bulls.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. My name is Haize, host and creator of this channel. You guys can follow us at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's get into it. Hey, we got news. Lonzo Ball had his workout today, and after his workout, it was a positive workout, and he now will travel with the team on their 2-game road trip here that's going down tomorrow and Wednesday, which means that it could be that Lonzo Ball is making his return either Tuesday or Wednesday to the court for the Chicago Bulls. Now, I know a lot of Bulls fans are over the whole Lonzo injury drama. I've seen a lot of you guys saying at this point, write it off. Don't worry about Lonzo return or anything like that. But listen, Lonzo Ball's coming off that bench. To have a playmaker like Lonzo with his defense and rebounding and passing coming off the bench, even though he's going to be on a minutes restriction and those type of things, it does help the Chicago Bulls, especially when you look at young players, right? Like Julian Phillips, like Dalen Terry, even like Modest Bucilis. Having a player like Lonzo Ball out there with them is definitely something that could help their development along the way. So getting this news in regards to Lonzo Ball is really positive in regards to getting him back on the basketball court. And then at that point, it's just up to the Chicago Bulls to figure out, A, how to keep him healthy. Well, him as well, how to keep him healthy, and the best way to utilize him when he's out there on the court for the team. And so overall, I'm not going to be pessimistic about it, like Lonzo making his return and what all that means. This is some good news for Lonzo Ball, and it could be good news for a lot of the Bulls players as well. So love to hear that when it comes down to it, that Lonzo Ball has made that next step. Everything that we've heard recently as well has kind of been negative when it comes down to it on, a setback and things like that, and him not, potentially coming back until after Thanksgiving, which was the initial prognosis. This is a really big step in the right direction. And so Billy Donovan did say that he witnessed Lonzo Ball's workout today, and he's encouraged by the progress that Lonzo Ball made. So with him traveling now, could be sooner rather than later. Now, if some reason Lonzo Ball does not return in 2 games, doesn't mean that necessarily a setback or anything happened. Maybe they're just being precautious with him when it comes down to it. So we'll see that. Now, Julian Phillips, who missed the last 2 games, or the last game with illness, he did return to practice today as well, clearing the way for him to return back to the court for the Chicago Bulls as well. And when you look at the any type of defense off the bench, what Julian Phillips does provide, athleticism, energy, things like that, those are things that could definitely help the Chicago Bulls also. So these are all things that are pointing in the right direction when it comes to it for the Bulls. And the Bulls are facing off against the Washington Wizards up next, which when you look at it, the Wizards are one of the few teams in the NBA that's worse defensively than the Chicago Bulls. So to be able to have everybody back out there when it comes down to it, hey, that could be a thing, especially in this cup play that can help the Chicago Bulls get some wins in the NBA Cup. So, we'll see what happens with that one. But, overall, some positive news here for the Bulls. Doesn't really, I'm not going to say that it completely changes the outlook or anything, but it is positive news going in the right direction. And that's what we need at this point. Melvin says some good Chicago sports news in a while. Some good Bulls news, impossible. Improbable, but not impossible. What up, Haize? Any way we can get Jerry to sell the team? Listen, I told y'all before. That's why one thing you would not see me supporting is people who spend heavy. The Reinsdorfs are never selling the team. Never. It's never going to happen. And let me not say never. In our lifetime, anybody who's watching this video, unless somehow they dug through the archives and YouTube's still around in 150 years, that anybody who's watching this video, not in any of while we take breath on this earth, the Reinsdorfs aren't selling the team. Stop wasting your energy. They're not selling. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The Bulls desperately need Lonzo Ball defense right now. So this is great to hear. I mean, you got to keep it in. It's not like Lonzo's going to, he's still going to, and he may even be on a stricter minutes restriction than what he was when he left after being out this long. So be on the lookout for that as well. Yes, sir. Good news are always good. Yeah, I mean, you always want to bring some positivity, right? I just want to win, man. You and everybody else, Delbert, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. Even Lonzo can't make the squad and coaching staff to bring in wins. Billy's scrub of a coach. They love him though. They love him. That they really do love him. He's gonna be here for a while. I just want to be a 500 or plus. Tired of all the disrespect, lack of national coverage. I just want the Bulls to be great again. Well, it's a while before the Bulls are going to be great again, Delbert. Like, let's just be clear here. I don't even know. I told y'all before. I got my exit strategy. The moment that the Chicago Bulls win 3 titles in a row again, which may never happen while I'm actually alive, I'm retiring this show. I'm done. I'm retiring the show. I'm off of it. I'm gone. So there you go with that one. But yeah, we'll see what comes down to it, man. Overall, I'll say this. I'm glad that the Bulls are getting some positive injury updates. We need it, right? We need it. Leave it up to Billy to cut modest minutes once Phillips and Lonzo return. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's just what will happen. That's just what will happen. You might as well get yourself ready to be disappointed if you think that. No, here's the thing. I'm going to fight against that point here for a second. If Modest Bucilis uses the rest of this time to really keep flashing some things, he may make it hard to put him back on the bench. But it's still Billy Donovan, so you still never know what's going to happen. Billy always has the chance to do some Billy Donovan type things, and that's just what it comes down to. We need more modest minutes. Also, thoughts on P. Will report by Jake Fisher. I've already covered that. I have a whole episode on that already. It's not new. That news actually came out. See, and this is the thing that you'll learn. And again, this is a me thing, right? Because I'm so ingrained in staying on top of Bulls news. When you learn, things start getting refreshed, right? Jake L. Fisher actually reported that for the first time after the Bulls' second game of the season. It was after the Bulls' second game of the season that Jake L. Fisher actually reported that. Now, he did reinvigorate and started talking about it, I think, on a show, but then all the national news picked it up like, oh my God, the Bulls are more likely than ever to trade Pat. He literally said that less than 7 days into the season. That's when that original report came out. It's not new news. It's not new at all. And that's not me talking about you, Adrian. It's not bad on you. Like, anyway, ain't nobody got time to be paying attention to what's reported and when, but this isn't a new report. This literally came out 2 days into the season. 2 days into the season, that report came out. Now, I've since done an update on it. Go and check out the mailbag episode from Saturday, in which I just round up all the Bulls trade rumors, but it's not a new report. It's not new at all. I don't care about minutes restriction. The Bulls need to play tougher when Lonzo's able to play. Yeah, no, they don't. I hate to tell you that. That's just not true. Now, Lonzo's activity is great, but it's just not true that the Bulls play tougher when Lonzo's on the court. The differential's the same. Everything's the same. Unless they just play. Playing tougher to no different results, I guess, is something, but it's just not true. It just isn't. We're losing tomorrow to the Wizards, ending their losing streak. We always come for some reason unprepared in these situations, trying to win 4 in a row to get to 500. Listen, the Bulls, they're not. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls don't string more than 2 wins together all season. I do like rotation. Billy used modest on, though. His skill set was used well in those lineups the last game. Yeah, listen, and that's the thing. Billy, I've said it. I said it on today's daily episode. Every time Billy Donovan does something that you could say good, he does about 3 things in the same game where you're just like, you're a fucking idiot. It's such a duality when it comes down to Billy Donovan. Yeah, this one was more significant because the first report was more about other teams into this way was teams. In my opinion, this was why I felt it was worth mentioning. My bad if I missed out on anything. Lots of news right now. No, that's the thing. It's not. It's the same report. It literally, this is the exact same quoting. The Bulls are more open to trade Patrick Williams than ever. That came from that first report. This isn't new, and it's not against you. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that you're bringing it up. No, but I'm saying it's not new. This is the same exact report. If you go and look at the source through all the people that are reporting it now, they're pulling it from the same exact time he talked about it 2 games into the season. There's nothing different about it. We really need a paint defender. Yeah, but those are kind of hard to come by at this point. Like, you got to either draft those guys or you got to get them early in offseason. And those guys are expensive. So we probably aren't going to have one anytime soon. Damn, DeJounte Murray's coming back too. So we got DeJounte coming back, Kristaps coming back, all types of returns. I gotta go do an NBA Central. All right, man. Love you guys, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know you're the most important part of this channel, and I do say that. I do not say that with any hyperbole. You guys mean the world to us, and thank you for supporting all of Chi-Town Sports Central channels: Bears Central, Bulls Central, Sky Central, White Sox Central, Cubs Central, Blackhawks Central. We got you covered on everything. If you're a Chicago sports fan, we got a channel for you. Make sure you guys stay in tune with us. Love